How's she going, eh? So in this video, we're going to go to the gas station to get some ethanol. I'm going to rig up a way to test it, see what the actual percentage is, and then we're going to take the carburetor and upsize the main jets after we do a little calculation to figure out how much bigger we need to go in size for our added fuel. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, stick around, like and subscribe. Let's get into the video. Alright guys, so before I go to the gas station to pick up some more ethanol, I figured I'd check out the stuff that I already had that's been used for some experimentation in the tractor. I've been pouring it, switching from gas to ethanol and gas to ethanol and trying to keep it as separate as possible, but I'm sure this has a little more gas in it than the ethanol you'd get right out of the pump. So I figured I would go ahead and test this out first. The line is at 125 milliliters. I'm going to fill this up with the ethanol to 250 milliliters, and I'm going to shake it all up, and we're going to see where the separation line is. There we go, the meniscus is at the 250 milliliter mark. So now we can figure out what our ethanol content is. Alright, so there you go. I got the ethanol mixed in, and if we look, we started at 125 and filled to 250. So if we break that down, there's 125 milliliters there, and then you can break between each of these down into 12 and a half. So that's 25. Half of that is 12 and a half. Half of that is 6 and a quarter. So we can start up at the top and we go 25, 50. And then it's about another quarter, which is 6.25, so 56.25 milliliters out of 125. Alright, so we're at the gas station. We're going to fill up with ethanol, and then we're going to go home and test the new batch, and then we're going to get to working on that carburetor. Alright, so we got some fresh fuel from the gas station. The water's in the measuring cup, 125 milliliters again. The other glass has ethanol in it. We're going to dump this into here to 250 milliliters, and then we'll figure out what the concentration of ethanol is. Alright, so there you go. You can see the layer separation. The ethanol level goes to about 210. It's kind of hard to see in the camera, but it's at about 210. So that means we're at 85 milliliters out of 125. So we're at around 70%, so we're about E70. So that's what we're going to use for our calculations in order to determine how big we need to increase the jet size. I'm going to go ahead and wire that oxygen sensor into the tractor. That way I have a permanent way to test this stuff as we move along with the project. So the first thing we got to do is find somewhere to mount the switch on the tractor. I was looking around here. I think this would be the best spot right here. We can mount it on there and it'll look like it matches the tractor, so that's pretty sweet. Holes cut. Switch fits perfect. So now we need to go and wire this baby up to the battery, through here to the oxygen sensor. Get all my stuff together so we can wire the oxygen sensor into the battery of the tractor through this switch. That way I can power it on and off. I want to use the number 1 side, so I'm going from contact 1 to 1A, which is here, here to here. So when I switch it on, it should work. There we go. Get some solder on there. There you go. Now I can just pass some of this over. There you go. Now I'll shrink it down. And not light it on fire, right? Fire a little bit, but Alright, so we got the switch wired in. 2 wires run down here. The one gray wire goes over behind the engine over to here, which I have it just loosely wire netted right now, and then the other side of the switch goes back to the battery, and then you got the white wire that goes all the way up directly to the oxygen sensor. Alright, so we got our E70 fuel. That hole for the main jet is a little over 1.1 millimeters, so I don't have an exact size drill bit, so I'm going to increase it a little bit, try it out and test it with the oxygen sensor set up and do it that way, just so I don't end up overdoing it and then, you know, we gotta buy a new carburetor. So. Alright, so I unbolted the tank and I'm going to drain it one last time so that I can put in the 70% ethanol and not have any sort of gasoline contaminating it. Alright, I drilled the main jet out a tiny bit bigger. I got everything put back together. We're going to throw in the heater. So that's with full choke. Bring back the choke slowly. You can hear the idle increase. So we still need more fuel. You can see I got the choke set. A little silver tab, I got it set a little bit above. Alright, so I drilled it out pretty large, kind of on accident, so we'll see what happens here. Oh, what's happening? Wait a minute. Our O2 sensors all of a sudden at a negative value. What the hell's going on here? Anyway, let's get it. So I don't trust that O2 sensor anymore. It's giving me some weird readings after I drilled the jet out, so I'm not willing to blow the tractor up in some stupid shit like that. So I'm gonna order or go buy another oxygen sensor, just a regular downstream O2 sensor, and I'm gonna go ahead and put that in place of that sensor I have now because I don't trust it. It seems like it's giving weird readings. And of course I want to get the mixture right so that I'm giving this a fair shake and seeing if this thing's going to last with ethanol. So that's my plan as of now. I'll get back to you once I get the new one and I